This is another installment in my series on metaphysics that began with this book, Sketch for Systematic Metaphysics by David Armstrong. Um, Now I have a few books I'm trying to progress. I've gained a few. I have like 4 books, including this one, that I want to use to discuss metaphysics with, and have like a nice little um, playlist full of discussions on metaphysics. This book, however, is Armstrong's little sketch of what he admits into his metaphysical ontology, what entities, I guess, um, and I discussed one about properties from him, and it's in this video I want to discuss states of affairs, which comes from his chapter in here about states of affairs. Now I might read a little bit in here, but I basically want to discuss the whole idea of a state of affairs. Um, Now, he he names Ludwig Wittgenstein as well as Bertrand Russell, who claim that a state of affairs to be facts, facts about the world, but more like um, existences. But we're not. Um, Wittgenstein and Russell were talked about, or Wittgenstein in the Tractatus um, talked about this is a world of facts rather than a world of things, and that the having states of affairs, discussing this as a world of facts is a better way of talking about it than a world of things. Now this is a very interesting thing because this kind of could possibly um, um, be a better way of doing metaphysics if we're going to do metaphysics as such. Um, Pretty much, a state of affairs is on existence. So pretty much, it's the their fundamental structures of the world. I guess it's the least kind of structure that we can talk about. And Armstrong discusses states of affairs as having primacy over particulars and universals and properties and such. And there's something called the victory of particularity from Russell, but that's a different idea, which I will discuss here in a bit. States of affairs are expressed by way of relations, like it's pretty much like I think of states of affairs as being like a webbed uh, um, relations among the world, more like webbings of relations between certain particulars and properties. In which where in these relations, the properties and universals are instantiated. So pretty much, if we can have the particular A is the property F. We would have lowercase a F as such. Let me get a pen here to show you. And this is kind of returns to like logic, sort of. No ink. This one. Okay. Pretty much what we have is this here. A is F. The lowercase ones are particulars, and the uppercase ones are this one. The F is a property, and then we have this one here, A R B. That means that A and B are related in some form. Now the R would be a relation of a sort, that they are related in terms of R being a relation of a sort. that saying that A and B are related in terms of this. Now, we classify states of affairs by these kind of relations and stuff like that. Now, then we have Armstrong in this chapter talks about the possibility of having negative states of affairs, disjunctive ones, and conjunctive ones. A negative one saying A is not F, and having the logical ones like saying this for each of them, saying that A is not F, and that there is no relation from A to B, and in terms of R. Armstrong rejects negative states of affairs, and thus that means that he has to reject negative universals as well. Because it basically he does this because it would require a truth maker, and then he discusses disjunctive universals, which mean either A is F or B is F, or A is F or A is G, saying that either this or that, stuff like that, having a disjunction, and he also rejects that. Let me go to that real quick and discuss this about disjunctive states of affairs. What about disjunctive states of affairs? And with these disjunctive properties, neither of these do we seem to need. If F and G are both universals, is being F or being G a universals? I don't think so, but I am inclined to accept conjunctive universals. If A, here we're talking about conjunctive ones, saying that the and rather than the or. If A instantiates universals F and G, then F and G with the ampersand is a universal, I think, though there is disagreement about this. I have two arguments for this view, though they are not conclusive. The conjunction passes a very important test for a universal. It is one that is strictly in the same in its different instances. There seems to be on the epistemic possibility, that is to say, a possibility for all we know of conjunctions all the way down. F and G perhaps are themselves conjunctions of universals, and so on, without end. This situation would make it necessary to accept conjunctions of universals as being universals, but how we could ever have good evidence of such infinite structures is admittedly hard to see. So pretty much what he's taking out disjunctive states of affairs as well as negative ones, but he's admitting conjunctive ones, and that's to say that we can have states of affairs being connected by the ampersand. So I guess my first of all, what are your thoughts on these states of affairs? Do you think that we can admit such things? Can we admit, or do you think that we can admit the disjunctive and the negative ones? So I'm curious as to what you think on that. Let's see here. Now, first of all, I'd like to discuss the victory of particularity. And this is a statement which came somewhat from Russell, which means that which is saying the possibility of a state of affair being a particular in itself. Thus, we have A is related to B in terms of R. Could be itself is a particular, or F and G being a state of affair, or A is F and A is G could be a particular in itself. Now, this is what I would totally agree to. I would agree with the fact that every single state of affairs is a particular in itself. Thus, I would think of the world is this webbing of is this infinite webbing of facts about the world. Not as just as Wittgenstein said, not a world of things, but a world of facts. So I guess I would totally understand the whole idea of a state of affairs as relations, monadic, dyadic, triadic, and so on relations. And if we have these different kinds of relations, and we can have conjunctive ones, and I also agree with Armstrong against negative and destructive ones, because it's hard to, I guess, create a fact about the world if we're talking about negative things. I guess it's also hard to make facts. It's also hard to make hard facts about the world if we're talking about, if we have a statement which is a true state of affair or a true fact, when either this or that or not that. So I would agree that if we have conjunctive ones as well as the regular ones discussed between particulars and properties and relations, then I would agree that we have to look at this as a victory of particularity. That each state of affair is itself a particular, whether it's just a monadic or dyadic or whatever relation. So yeah, I'm curious as to what you think on this. Do you think that we need to be looking at it in terms of facts or things, the whole idea of a state of affairs or not? I think I would look at it as a victory of particularity, and looking at it in terms of states of affairs rather than other things. So yeah, this is probably pretty much a good understanding of what states of affairs are. So let me know if you have anything to contribute. Please comment below, and I'd like to engage in some further discussion. That'd be nice. Thank you.